about the whole daughter situation now. So, so you obviously you found your passion now, as in work, career-wise.
Yeah.
What's going on the other side, as in daughter,
Yeah.
mom, her mom, all of that sort of stuff?
Daughter, that wake up call to grow up. You know what I mean? Like I got a daughter, I got a life. It depends on me. So she made me grow up a lot. Her mum had sickle cell, so her mum was always ill, always ill. There'd be periods where she was quite healthy, but then most periods would never. You should be in and out of hospital. So again, that was a bit of a thing of I've got to look after my daughter, study, work. A couple of times I had to leave jobs, so I had to, because my daughter's mum was always in hospital, so I had to always be there for my daughter, hustle on the side. Just to keep things going.
Roof over the head, food in the cupboard, all of that.
Exactly. So I had to do what I had to do. But when I first met her, you never know. I didn't know what sickle cell was. This is another thing that I wasn't aware. Sickle cell awareness wasn't that great back then. So I thought, sickle cell, what's that? You just get headaches, or is it serious? But I didn't know how serious it was until as we got older. Her health deteriorated each and every time.
So what sort of period are we talking here?
So I knew her for 13 years. So let's say between 20 to 32, she went from being able to run, walk, skip, to walking on a crutch and not being able to bend her legs.
Wow.
To having full-time caring for her towards her dying days. That's how bad it was. Okay. That's how bad. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All from sickle cell.
All from sickle cell.
See, I wouldn't even know that.
Yeah. Sickle cell is not really spoken about in the black community. I think it should be, because sickle cell awareness is so important. That's why, like, I don't know, because you're expecting. So I think they ask you if you're sickle cell trait or anything. So important, because two carriers have a sickle child. The sickle child's lifespan is not very long, unfortunately. So I'm glad that they check out people and see. Yeah. So that means what your daughter carries the trait. Yeah.
So then obviously it's important for her to be aware of that when she's moving through life. That's so she passed. So your daughter's mum passed. How did you deal with that? How was that?
That was hard, man. That was hard. Very, very hard. It was because I was personal training in St. Paul's.
Okay.
Good place, good position, good clientele, good money. And then I've got a little girl who's 11 years old who's just lost her mum. How am I going to deal with this? I had to balance out certain things, work-life balance. She goes to school between 8 and 3:30. I can only work at those hours because I'm going to make sure I'm home to feed her, make sure she's doing her homework, make sure she's living properly. You know, when
she needs all that support as well. Her mum just died, and that's it's a lot, man.
Yeah. So that was tough. So I had a little bit of a hiatus from everything there. I was just concentrating on my daughter for those 2 years. I had to really just say, you know what, kind of secluding myself from everything, and I got to just raise this girl right, because I had problems. Her family, my ex's family, wanted to take her to Ghana. And I was like, my daughter's not going on, my daughter's staying here with me. I had to fight for her to stay with me.
What, like through the courts and that, or just
literally like
letting them know, like, she's not going nowhere?
She ain't going nowhere. You're a man, you can't raise a girl. But I was like, it's the same thing. You can say about that with a woman raising a boy. You can say the same thing. Man, in society, why is that fair? So give me this chance. It's my daughter, she knows me. I'm gonna raise her to be the best she can. So I did that.
Definitely commend that. That's an underrepresented narrative
100%.
Of fathers that do, even if they're not doing it by themselves, because that's rare. That a father's in a situation where they can do it by themselves, even if they wanted to, but just a father kind of stepping up to the responsibility and doing the best job they can. Do you understand? Salute to that. Alright, so children then. How was the process of you kind of, I don't know, I presume the rest of your family had some input when you was raising your daughter by yourself mainly. How was that process? Because the reason I asked, because I done an episode a couple of weeks ago with yeah, an amazing woman. She was raised by a single dad as well, single black dad, and it was very interesting to hear her analysis of it, of like almost the same way that we're like, as you said, like a boy child raised by a single mother, kind of appreciates everything that he's done and sees all the benefits, but also notices there's stuff that you just wouldn't know. Like for her, it was the kind of, you know, like the feminine times and like just those kind of things, and maybe the emotional side and the little things that kind of come from that feminine energy generally. How did you find yourself almost that there was things that she needed that you couldn't provide?
Yeah, definitely. The aspect of turning from a little girl to a teenager to a woman, very difficult process between the ages of 13 to 16 was a nightmare with me and her. We were battling at loggerheads, her hormones, not understanding she needs her mum. There's certain things she needs mum's input. My sisters come in handy there, but my sisters aren't local. They live in different parts of London. So my wife at the time, she was helpful. She was good in that respect. She helped out, but there was only so much she could do because my daughter wasn't really responsive towards her. Yeah, because
it's not her mum,
it's not her mum. So certain things, what can you tell me? You're not my mum. You know, it was a bit like that, and a bit difficult. So I tried to incorporate being a bit less masculine around her and watch tutorials on makeup. We'll do cooking together. We'll make some jollof together. You know, we'll learn to cook together. We'll do stuff together. And I found that was very helpful towards her, and she was very comfortable in talking to me about stuff. Very comfortable, very open. And now she tells me everything. I'm like, okay, that's enough. You know, but
that's very important. That's very important.
Yeah, she tells me everything, and I used to tell her from an early age, if you can't tell me, you can't tell anyone. So always tell me something. I may be mad, but I'm only human. Let me be mad. But then once I processed it, I'll have an understanding, and I can talk to you, and we can work together. And once she got that trust from me, because it's trust, really. It's a trust. She didn't really trust. If I tell Dad this, he might flip. But if I don't flip, she knows that she can come to me.
It's important. I think it's a really important relationship. Is that daughter and father relationship. And that's almost that, like it's kind of a cliche what they say, but it is kind of like the blueprint of how the treatment they accept. Is how I would kind of verbalize it, like that's you're the benchmark. Who knows whether it's, I don't know necessarily, I don't think it's necessarily just like physically or aesthetically but I think definitely the kind of the energy and the characteristics. So like you say, there's that discipline, and I feel like even when I was talking to the same Justine a couple of weeks ago, she was saying, because I was asking her like how has the relationship that you got with your father impacted your relationship with kind of guys that you ended up with, and she was saying that it's kind of like she can't tolerate the whinging. I think she didn't use the word whinging, but that's how I'm saying. You know, like it's like almost like the guys that, like her dad literally was dealt a situation and just got on with it, and like he weren't moaning to her, like he just got on with it. Like he was hard, and obviously they had their issues or whatever, but it was just, she can't deal with a man that is moaning and whining and complaining rather than making stuff happen.
She likes an alpha male.
So I feel like is that something that you think your daughter would kind of, if you was to ask her?
We talk about that all the time.
Okay.
We talk, funny that you mentioned that, we talk about it all the time. She said she don't want anyone under 6 foot. I'm like, she says, "Dad, you're the benchmark." She always says it to me.
Yeah.
In terms of even aesthetically, even everything.
Okay.
She looks at like, I take my daughter out, not as much as we used to because she works now, but we have a thing called date night. I used to take, and I've got another daughter as well, so I'll take my girls, we'll go, and I'll take them on dates. Say, you know, what do you guys want to eat today? We'll go to a restaurant, we'll go to the bank in Wood Green, we'll go Nando's, we'll go to Wagamama. I'll take them places. We'll go to the museum, I'll take them places to make them see the value of spending time with a man and how they should be treated. And my big daughter, she gotten older, she's realised that there's certain things that my dad treat me like this. I'm not gonna accept anybody treat me any less. Yeah. You know what I mean? My dad always said to me,
it's powerful,
Yeah, like, look at how a man treats, look at how he treats himself. If he's got respect for himself, he's gonna have respect for you, you know what I mean? And how he talks to you, how he dresses you. You know, I've always told my daughter, if a guy's gonna not respect you, how he talks to you, he's already shown you who he is, so don't expect any different. Yeah. And she, you know, she's seen that.
So I think it's important as well. That's why I think that relationship's so important. Yeah. Because as a man, you can put your daughter up on game. So now when we talk about kind of fathers that run from their responsibility, and obviously that's not always the case. Sometimes obviously there's other situations, maybe it's the mother or whatever, but specifically talking about fathers that run from responsibility for the sake of not wanting to be responsible. What's your thoughts on those particular individuals? Because we might not have them as our best friend that comes round for dinner every day, but we all know people in that category. When you characterize them, how would you analyze that person?
I don't think the thing I can put is they probably haven't had the example of how to be a good dad. They might not have had that relationship to see the importance of having a male role model in whether it's a boy or a girl's life. And I think that a lot of the time, some men, maybe it might be economical reasons or just that selfish reasons, they just don't want to get involved. And for me, yes, your children need that male role model. They need that because it's that foundation that kind of makes you round you off as an individual. Not saying people can't be rounded without it.
I know,
but
I hear you. It's like I saw the best description I heard was I don't know who it was, man. It might have been Chris Rock or someone. He was talking about like women that say I don't need no man. I can raise my kid by myself. And he was like, yeah, fair enough. You can, but like you can drive a car with your feet. Like it's possible. But it's still more efficient and better, and you're gonna have a safer journey if you drive your car with your hands, like it was designed to be driven. Exactly. And it's the same thing where it's possible to raise a well-rounded, well-adjusted child with just one parent. But obviously, if it's the choice, you're gonna choose to have both, and both have your input and do your thing.
Exactly.
Okay, so for 2 years, you kind of almost put, like you said, your dreams and aspirations kind of on the back burner. So now how old are you? What, you're like 30 odd?
Yeah, 32.
30, okay. So then what happens? How are you, where do you, because I presume you're still training?
Still doing the training. Still got a few clients here and there that knew my situation, so they were kind of flexible. That was keeping me going. But here's how things just work in mysterious ways. So a friend of mine said to me, there's a guy in Wood Green. He's looking for guys who've been training so he could get them ready for competitions. I haven't done a competition in a while because the first competition I did was in 2006.
Okay.
And I won that, Mr. Hercules. I won first timer, and I came second in the Stars of Tomorrow. So Stars of Tomorrow is a big UK BFF, UK Bodybuilding Federation, massive. So I come second in that. So it's like, I was feeling myself okay. I did alright, I come alright, came good. And then I did, that was 2006. 2007 I did two other shows. I did the NAC in Manchester. With my first opens men's class. So men's class is like you're competing against other seasoned athletes, because the year before I was a first timer. So now I'm seasoned now. So I came third in my first real show, and I came fourth, which I was disappointed with. I wanted a first or second. Disappointed. So I was kind of disheartened from that, and then also what happened with my daughter's mum, so I couldn't really focus on that. So fast forward to 2011, I went to the Zone Gym in Wood Green.
Okay.
See this little guy. He's like, looking at me. I said, I heard Naji's looking for someone who wants to do competitions. He looks at me, he goes, you look alright, cool, can work with you. So he goes, look, there's a competition in May that I want you to go for. So I'll help you get ready and stuff and do this comp. Because competition's expensive, like to get ready, food, diets, everything else, man, it's expensive. So did it, got ready, bro. It's one of the hardest things to do. While raising a daughter, make sure she's doing her homework. I had to carb deplete, training 6-7 days a week. Then the last 2 weeks you have to do your cardio on literally no carbs. Literally you're putting yourself through the wars. Like literally you're
training yourself down. What sort of percentage body fat we talking here?
I was on about 6% body fat.
That's mad.
Proper depleted, bro. Depleted. Literally, I'll be like, I was on the door then. I was on the door. Literally, I'll be on the door sleeping because I was finished, tired.
And how much you weighing these times then?
These times. So off season is before you do the competition. Off season, I was 18 stone, and then on season you look bigger, but because there's less body fat. You actually weigh less, but you're bigger. So I was about 16 stone, but I look bigger.
Okay. So, and how many calories a day you eating when you're
5,000?
And that's when you're coming down.
When I'm coming down.
So that's like no carbs, just straight proteins.
Carbs, but refined carbs like brown rice, sweet potato, yams, plantain, all those sort of refined. But those are the only things you can have as your carbs. You can't have anything else like white rice, white potato. You can't have that. And your food's measured.
And it's all weights.
All weight. So for example, my meal, my breakfast would be 50 grams of oats, bro. That's nothing.
That's nothing. Even for me. Bro. Not even for me. I'm a big lump myself.
You're a lump as well. So you imagine. And you're hungry because obviously.
And what was it? How many meals a day you eating? Sorry, go on.
Probably about 5 meals a day, but you have to space them out. But you have to eat them before 8 o'clock because your thing shuts down after 8. So if you start eating after 8, you put it on your belly. So bro, I'd have so I'll give you an example. Oats in the morning, then afterwards it'll be like sweet potato, like one sweet potato, salad, and lean mince. That was one meal. Then I have 50 grams of sweet potato again, asparagus, chicken breasts, bro. Food's plain, no seasoning.
Can't put no seasoning because I swear salt makes you carry whole water and all them things. There. That's peak.
So I did that for 12 weeks.
That's mad.
We're allowed no juice apart from water. 5 liters a day of water.
5 liters a day.
5 liters a day. 5 liters a day. And there's a reason for that because it's like a vacuum effect. The more water you put in you, when it comes to dehydrating yourself for the show, you look more ripped. You gotta have that defined of being ripped and vascular.
Right. Means the veins will pop in and all that.
Veins popping out and everything.
So the more water you put in your body when you do, so alright, that's mad to me. Obviously there's scientific reasons why it works or whatever. But alright, so describe that process to me before we kind of go back to family ways and all that. But like the process of being, I don't know, full of water, full of all of that, and then the competitions, or how long is it, a week away or whatever? Is that how long?
So the week out process is totally different to the previous 12 weeks. So the 12 weeks you bulk up. Right. So you have like more.
So all the meals that you were eating, that's all bulking up meals.
That's bulking up. Then when you get to 6 weeks, you reduce it, and then you're now cutting up. So basically you're becoming more vascular, more ripped. And after 6 weeks, you add in the cardio side of things. So you do you're on the bike, you're on the treadmill.
Yeah.
I had to go for a walk around Edmonton, 45 minutes. I had to do a walk in 45 minutes and burn off a certain amount of calories. Because that helped with the ripping, getting ripped process.
Yeah.
So that last week you're on your carbing up. So basically your carb up meals are basically condensed meals of 50 grams of rice, 2 pieces of yam, and sweet potato, and 50 grams of chicken. That meal you gotta have that 5 times a day.
And this is when you're cutting. This is when you're stripping.
Yeah.
So you load up on carbs to become more ripped.
Yeah, to become more ripped. And then after that 6-week process, you rip up. But then you got another week where you carb deplete. So you're depleting all the carbs out your body, but you're eating little carbs, but you're giving yourself carbs enough not to be flat on stage.
Right.
Yeah, it's a lot to take.
Yeah. It sounds. It definitely sounds like you need support.
Yeah.
Like you need either someone cooking your meals for you, or you need somebody patterning a program for you.
Yeah,
or,
definitely.
I mean,
it's a lot. You, the first 4 shows, I was all over the place, cheating on my diets. And you are what you put in. If you're gonna cheat on your diets and you get on stage and you don't get the first place, it's because you weren't following the protocol. Now, a few years later, when I did what I was meant to do, I had somebody doing my foods. I had somebody doing my diet plan. I had somebody doing my weight programs. You know, I was getting enough sleep. My daughter was cool. I was making sure everything was slotting into place. And I came home on the first, and it wasn't even close. I did it convincingly. Because I realized if you're gonna do it properly. With anything in life, you're gonna do it properly.
Alright, so do you get money for these things when you win these competitions?
Not at that stage. So it's like basically just being a rookie. You're building up your ranks.
Right.
And then when you win, so I won the qualifier for the nationals. Okay. So when I came first in the qualifiers, I qualified for the British finals, which was in Manchester in 2012, and that was crazy, man. One of the best experiences I've ever had, like bodybuilding wise. It's basically like a 2-day event. It's like a mini Mr. Olympia. Yeah. You go there and you're seeing people. You're looking at this person sized at the competition. Okay. You gotta have your A game because it's the best in England. You're competing against the best bodybuilders in England, not just in your borough. Like I've won in my borough or my region. Yeah, it's the best from southeast England, the best of northwest England, Wales, everyone. Okay. So I did it at over 100 kilos, which is super heavyweight. Yeah. So I did it at that weight, and I was.
So when that's what I was just gonna say. Like what? So over 100 kilos. That's the weight you are when you've literally depleted yourself, sucked yourself dry.
Yeah. I was 103 kilos on the day.
That's mad.
103 kilos. But I really wanted to go under 100 kilos because I would have been the biggest in the smaller class, if that makes sense. But I was the smallest in the bigger class, which I really weren't happy about. But my placing, I came fourth out of 9 people. In the nationals, which is very good. Apparently that was good for first time person. But I was gutted because on the first event, first day, they had me in top 3. Top 3 would have been nice because then I wouldn't have had to qualify for the British again, and I could do it again next year and then win it and be the British champ, and then start competing at the Olympias. That's the stage you could have got to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what happened then? So you came fourth, and then that kind of just the disappointment, and you just didn't kind of follow up, or
disappointment and injuries. Like years of training takes a toll on your body, and my knees, cartilage on my knees were really, really worn. Cartilage is bad, and for me to get to that stage, I would have to take a lot of time out to convalesce and get better, and I didn't want to do that because I started getting into the TV work, the acting work, and I was getting offers to do adverts, offers to do programs, offers left, right, and centre. I couldn't afford to take that time out just to do a competition that's not paying me. Yeah. So I had to do the math and think, you know what? Okay. I'm gonna put the bodybuilding competitions. I've had a good run. Yeah. I've always come top 4 in everything I've done, but thanks. But I'm gonna put it to bed now.
Okay. But you still look like you look. So